Hello guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be going over real quick how to pick a couple things to look for when you're picking out a betta for a community tank. Are they compatible with other fish or in a community tank, or can you throw other fish in the tank with them? So we'll just be going over a couple things that I look for when I'm picking out a betta that's going to go into a tank with other fish. So right in front of you is one of the many bettas that I have. This one is a blue Platy male betta. Now this is one of the two bettas I'm gonna kind of go over with you guys and show you guys real quick. And a couple different things for both. This one I would not even think about putting into another tank with other bettas. The other one I would probably think about it. Now a couple things that I look at. Number one is size. Number two is activity. And number three is aggressiveness. Usually bigger bettas are going to be a little more aggressive. They've got more size, right? So the biggest rule of thumb for fish is if you can fit it in their mouth, they will eat it. Well, if they can fit it in their mouth, they will eat it. So there's a good chance if you try and put it with other fish that it will think it's bigger and try to attack other fish and probably won't get along with those other fish. So size is number one. So the more active, when I'm looking at a betta to buy it, the more active a betta fish is, the more likely it is to be kind of aggressive towards other fish. So this guy right here, he just woke up, so he's not super active right now, but normally he is, and he's flying around the tank. And again, going back to the first point, this is a larger betta, and he's much more active. So those are two things that I'm like, okay, probably wouldn't do well in a community tank. That's usually two of the things I would look for. Now here's the smaller betta. This is a smaller, more juvenile copper betta that I picked up a little while ago. Now the reason I would add this guy to a community tank or a tank with other fish rather than the other guy is, well, he already checks off two of the boxes. That's activity and size. He's a much smaller betta, and so he's already, ticked off one of the boxes. Another is activity level. He's usually a little more chill than other bettas, which is super cool. And the third point is aggressiveness. So I have him, and I'll show you guys real quick, right next to another betta aquarium. When these two, the lights come on, they don't really flare at each other very much. So he's not a very aggressive betta. The other one does a little bit, but this one does not. Whereas the blue betta up above that I showed previously, he does. The second those lights come on and he's not eating, he's, glaring at the other fish and going after them, flaring big and just getting super aggressive. So that's something I want to look for when I'm picking a betta for a community tank setup is this betta going to attack other fish? Is he immediately going to go for it? Or is he going to be more relaxed like this little guy here? Now, another thing I like to add is also what age is the betta? So this is just a bonus kind of point. If you get the bettas younger and you throw them into a tank when they're younger, more juvenile bettas, as they grow up, they will be used to other fish in the tank. So even if they do get bigger, there is a good chance that betta will be much better in a community tank setup. This guy in front of me, the copper betta or whatever, the red copper betta, he was really, really small when I got him. So I could have immediately thrown him into a tank with other fish and he probably would have been fine because he's smaller, he's more used to it. So he's still used to kind of having all those brothers and sisters crowded around him in a tank. And so for this guy, it would have worked to throw him into another tank. Whereas the betta above, the blue one, I did not have that option. I got him when he was just about full size. He's grown a little bit, but overall, he's definitely much too big and way too aggressive, way too fast, active, and he's no longer a juvenile. So it would be really hard to throw him into a tank unless I got specific fish, but even then, I still wouldn't want to try it. Now, a couple fish that I would recommend as tank mates for bettas, one being Platies. They're usually very peaceful, but also quick moving, and but not so much, not quick enough moving or fast enough that they would actually stress a betta out. I've done this before, and I'm actually going to be doing it again. You guys will see in a very soon future video that I will be adding a betta to a Platy tank. So number two, fish that I would put in with a betta that I'd be comfortable putting a betta in with is smaller, peaceful tetras. So you got your green neons, you got your neon tetras, you even have your ember tetras, which are a personal favorite of mine. Those smaller fish, they school, they look very nice, but they won't stress the betta out at all. So they're very peaceful fish and won't go after them. And then another The third, I guess, would be more of a group of fish. And those would be anything that kind of sits at the bottom of the tank. So like Corydoras, catfish, maybe a pleco. Would not suggest your like big pleco, because if it can fit it in its mouth, it'll probably eat it. Don't know if pleco would eat a beta exactly, but who knows. And then also like coolie loaches, yo-yo loaches, stuff like that. Those work really well. And then obviously you can add snails and such. Would not suggest shrimp. I've heard the horror stories of shrimp being eaten, so wouldn't suggest those, but you might be able to do it. I don't know. Wouldn't suggest it though. And then with snails though, some betas, obviously the bigger ones, more aggressive ones, will probably eat their snail or eat the snail that gets put in there. But for the most part, smaller betas, more peaceful betas are usually pretty good with snails, and I've had some good luck with it. So hopefully that helps. And if you guys are watching this, please, if you have any suggestions for Tankmates or other things to look at when picking up a beta that is compatible with other fish, put it down in the comments. Let's help people out. And if you're new here and you've never seen a beta with other fish, and so you're nervous about trying it, look down in the comments. Some people might have some great suggestions. And if this is your first time hitting the channel, welcome. Welcome to Lone Wolf Aquatics. Please smash that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.